Good morning, Miami. It's Friday, September 15. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Javon. Welcome to Miami Minutes, where we keep you up to the minute on all that's good on Miami Middle School. We lead off the show with a reminder that Friday Reads is in full force. Everyone should have their own book and bring it to every class today.
Now on to the Miami Sports Report. We begin with Wednesday's cross-country results on a humid and rainy evening. Your Miami Indians competed against a tough and very large Blackhawk and Shawnee team in a field of almost 50 runners for both teams. Ozai finished 8th. Tracy Jason ran to yet another personal record, finishing 8th overall. Mr. Truesdale was exceptionally honored by the Blackhawk girls team, who took it upon themselves to run and encourage our slowest runner, Matthew LeMaster. This must have been a catching because a few minutes our team and Shawnee ran with Matthew. By the way, Matthew not only finished but almost broke his personal record. You can watch this amazing team compete at home for the first time this year next Wednesday.
In volleyball action, the 6th grade team played very well but came up short. Miami 13, Lane 15. The 7th grade fell short also as they struggled on receiving the serve. Miami 13, Lane 25. The varsity team played awesome. Mrs. Scott said she couldn't be more proud as a coach. The team won the first game 26-24, then lost the second game 20-25. In the third game, Miami had the lead but fell short 16-18. Coach Scott was very proud of all three teams. Their next game is at Shawnee on Tuesday.
The Miami football team hosted the Lane Vikings yesterday. If you weren't able to make it to the football game yesterday, you missed a tale of two halves. The Indians came out sluggish and were beat up pretty good in the first half at one point, looking up and at the scoreboard to a 22-point defeat. But Sean Collins took the ball with 8 seconds left in the first half and ran 80 yards for touchdown at expired, making it 22-6. Going into halftime, after some words of inspiration from the coaching staff, the Indians came out hungry in the second and were able to cause a couple turnovers and push the ball into Lane's territory 2 more times and were able to get to the score back to 22-20 midway through the third quarter. Touchdowns were scored by Jaden Carpenter on a short run right up the middle, and the other by Truett Johnson as he jumped on a loose ball in the end zone. Unfortunately, Lane was able to put 2 more scores on the board late in the game to make the final score 36-20. Come out next Thursday as your Indians battle the Tulsa Tigers at home. This could potentially be the last home varsity game this year, so get out there and cheer on your Indians.
New magazine subscriptions have arrived and are available at Miami's Destiny page. Simply go to the Destiny homepage, look for Flipster magazines. It is the 3rd category under the Pinnacle. Click on the magazine subscriptions and you will have access to many different magazines options such as Xbox Magazine, Discover, Crash, The Week, Ask, Dig Into History, 17, Sports Illustrated, Teen Vogue, and Comics and Gaming Magazine.
Minecraft and Computer Club with Mr. Miller starts next Wednesday, but you need a parent permission completed. See Mr. Miller so you can have it filled out on time.
There are also several other clubs on Wednesdays. There is Knitting Club with Mrs. Anderson, Girls Walk with Mrs. Treader, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Club with Mr. Switford and Baumgartner.
Classroom economy will officially kick off next week. You'll be able to keep point of your points this year, so start things off right next week. Do your classroom jobs, have your materials, and earn rewards.
Now for today's lunch menu. Galaxy pizza, spicy chicken, sandwich, fresh salad, fruit salad, yogurt and granola, PBJ Grand Slam, corn, crisp veggie dippers, chilled peaches, and fresh fruit.
Now on to our weather forecast. It will mostly be sunny throughout Sunday with warmer temperatures each day climbing to the mid-80s on Sunday. Scattered rain will be enter the picture on Monday.
And now to our new favorite segment, Dad Joke of the Day. Our first joke comes from Katie West. How can you tell Will Smith has walked in the snow?
How?
Look for the Fresh Prince.
Okay, I got another one for you. I hurt my foot driving the other day. You know who I called? Wait for it. The tow company.
Thanks for watching us here on Miami Minutes. Please keep sending Mr. Folkerts your announcements and news of all the great things happening at Miami. We leave you today with some inspiring words from Inky Johnson. Let's make it a great Friday, Miami.
And I used to sleep on the floor, and I had 8 uncles in that same house, and they did everything under the sun. You know, going in and out of prison. And my mother, she worked at Wendy's, and she would get off work at Wendy's, and I would be about the last kid sitting in the park, and I would be waiting on my mother because I didn't want to go home because, you know, every other day or every other week, our front door would get kicked in because my uncles, they sold drugs. So every opportunity I got in solitude to cultivate a vision for my life, I took advantage of it. And one night, my mother came into the park, and I walked off the field, and I said, "Can you please introduce me to my father?" Because I played every sport, and every sport I played, we had to show our birth certificates. And so every time I pulled out my birth certificate, I would always see my mother's name, but I never saw my father's name, and so it bothered me. And so she said, "Sure." And so my first encounter with my father, I shook his hand. I said, "Hey, man, how you doing?" He said, "Hey, little man." He said, "Man, I heard you could really play sports." I said, "Thanks. I heard you can, too." I said, "But here's what I need you to do for me. I need you to pick me up every Friday night, work me out every Saturday morning, and you can take me back home after that. I don't need any money. I don't need any clothes. I just need to make it to the NFL so I can help my mother and my grandmother. Can you do that?" He said, "Yeah, I got you." And so he picked me up one Friday night. The first Saturday morning, he shakes me. It's 4 a.m. in the morning. I wake up, I'm wiping the cold out of my eyes. He said, "Little man, you said you wanted it, right?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Get up. We're running 2 miles to this fire station, 2 miles back home." I said, "Okay, let's do it." And so he walks by me and he busted a U-turn and he looked up at me. He said, "Son," I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "I want you to pull that other person outside of you today." No disrespect. I said, "But I don't see another person." I said, "So I understand we have different lives and you have a job, and so if you're tired, I get it. You can go back in the house and you can go to sleep, but you're not stopping me from running to this fire station. I'm running to this fire station whether you go or not." And he looked at me, and what he said to me, it pierced my heart in such a way. He said, "Son, what I'm trying to get you to understand is no matter how hard you work, there is somebody on the inside of you that works even harder." He said, "No matter how dedicated you are, there is somebody on the inside of you that's more dedicated. No matter how committed you are, there is somebody on the inside of you that's more committed, and you don't even know what commitment is yet. You think commitment is just saying, 'Yes, I'll do it,' but what commitment is staying true to what you said you were going to do long after the mood that you have set it in has left, meaning on the days when you don't feel like doing what you said you would do, you get up and you do it anyway. That's what builds character." And he said, "I need you to understand the concept that there's another person on the inside of you, because one day in your life you will face something that's a lot tougher than you, and your strength and your drive and your commitment and your work ethic won't do it. You will have to realize that it's something on the inside of you that's greater than anything that life can throw at you." And immediately I got it. And so when my life changed, not only did my football career end, I got a paralyzed right arm and hand behind me. Life changed overnight. But I was extremely grateful for it, because the whole time I understood that you have to tap into in order to get through one of the darkest, toughest, roughest moments of your life. There's another person on the inside of you.